something that's really looked upon across the country as a great model, and many cities wish they had neighborhood associations that were so active in their government. And so it's a strength. And again, creative tension is the reality in this kind of work, and but not toxic tension. And so when there's a sense of community and resiliency in our neighborhoods, we're all going to win. And let's just say that during this pandemic, with so many challenges, it's really been the block by block resiliency of our neighborhoods that has really held this city together. So I just really appreciate Commissioner Hardesty's commitment to what will be a soon to be work session on the bigger picture, the neighborhood and the coalition system. Clearly there's, like everything, much to improve upon, and this one is urgent. And I'm not the commissioner in charge that's overseeing that, but I support a change agent that's willing to lean in and really get to the truth and really improve something that is a jewel of the city. But today it's about the continuity of services for our Southwest neighbors. That's the most important item. When I tried to follow this in my onboarding, that became my concern, is who's helping the multiple neighborhood associations in Southwest Portland. And so I do hope that we repurpose current staff, or we get the 2 FTE in as soon as possible, because it's been a long time coming since that part of Portland has had adequate service, and they deserve that. So on this case, in the renewal of this investment for the Southwest neighborhood system, at this moment, it's needed, and I vote aye.
Hardesty. I want to say thank you. Thank you to the Southwest neighbors. Thank you to the Neighborhood Association folks and to the Office of Civic and Community Life. Change is never easy. And honestly, when you're making change in the midst of a pandemic and a whole bunch of other crises, it's even more challenging. But as I told the 450 plus neighborhood association members last night, what I have seen and what inspires me has been, as Commissioner Ryan just said, how neighbors have come together. And most of the time, they're not affiliated with a neighborhood association or a nonprofit organization. It's just a neighbor knocking on a neighbor's door saying, I'm making sandwiches for our houseless community members. Do you want to help? I'm delivering soup to this shelter. Do you want to help? We have seen that play out all over the city over and over and over again. And to me, that's what heartens my soul. Today, I am closing a loop on a community that has been left out there wondering, does the city hear us? Are they going to actually make sure that we get a basic level of services? And as I did, once I made the decision to pull the grant from Sweeney, I went directly to their board to let their board know the decision I made and the reasons why it was the appropriate decision to make. I will be very intentional, like I've been with Sweeney, on looking at the rest of the Office of Civic and Community Life. Once I am on a path that I think is a good path, we will then have a work session, because, you know, all of 5 brains are better than 1. And I look forward to having each of you actually challenge and question and help make whatever I'm proposing better. But today we have a very narrow focus, and I am very happy to vote aye, because I will be keeping my commitment to neighborhoods in Southwest Portland. Thank you.
Maps.
I want to express my appreciation to my colleagues for this healthy discussion. I think Commissioner Ryan described it as a healthy tension. Looks like I'm probably in the minority on this one, and that's okay. I look forward to working with the commissioner in charge to help reinvent the neighborhood association for the 21st century. But on this particular issue, out of due diligence, I really feel like I need to take a look at this audit before I can vote yes, which is why today, right now, I am voting no.
Wheeler.
Well, first of all, I want to thank my colleagues. This has been a much better discussion than I thought it might be. And Commissioner Maps, thanks to you for for setting up this conversation. I disagree with you, but I highly respect where you're coming from and your opinion on this matter. And thanks to you, we've had a much richer conversation, which I think has highlighted some core issues that we need to talk about more. Commissioner Hardesty, you are correct. When I assigned you the Office of Community and Civic Life, I also had instructed that I wanted you to resolve this issue. And you and your team have put in the requisite due diligence to come back to the council with a good faith solution. This is a stopgap measure, as you've described it. This is a smaller question about the continuity of services to the Southwest neighborhoods. And I think that's critically important that we continue to provide the services that would ordinarily be provided. Commissioner Mapps, you are also correct that we have a larger conversation that needs to take place here around the Bureau itself, as well as the neighborhood associations. Let's take note of the fact that all of us are in firm agreement that Portland is a city of neighborhoods, unique neighborhoods, and we want to preserve the uniqueness of our 95 neighborhoods. We also want to make sure that there is a baseline of equitable services that are provided to those neighborhoods so that they can in turn support the people who live in those smaller communities, smaller neighborhoods. And there has clearly been a problem in the way that the city has been interacting with both our neighborhood coalitions and our neighborhood organizations. All of us agree that it is time for a reset. All of us agree that there needs to be an improved and healthier path going forward so that the city can provide the support. And I think all of us agree that it's not necessarily going to be a top-down solution. We need to hear from the neighborhoods about what they need from us as the city council in order for their neighborhoods to thrive. And that's the conversation I'm really excited to have, and we'll have that conversation once the full findings of the audit are released to the public. But today, the question is, right now, who is delivering services in the absence of Sweeney? And the answer has to be, we need to close that gap. And so for that reason, I am voting aye, and the ordinance is adopted by the majority of the council. Thank you. Next item is 152, also a second reading, please.
Authorize the purchase of 2 acres of real property at 35227 Southeast Carpenter Lane in the amount of $875,000 to be used for the Bull Run filtration project.
Any further discussion on this second reading item? All right, please call the roll.
Rubio.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Hardesty.
You look disappointed, Mayor. We weren't going to discuss this one. Aye.
Mapps.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Commissioner Hardesty, you're exactly right. I thought this we were on to something here, and these meetings were getting very interesting. But alas, we're all in complete agreement on this matter, and I want to thank the Bureau for bringing it forward and doing some terrific work. And Commissioner Mapps, thank you for your excellent stewardship of this proposal as well. I vote aye. The ordinance is adopted. And believe it or not, nearly record time, we are adjourned. We'll see you at 2 o'clock.